Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is your old boy Johnny, once again streaming live from sunny South Texas. And in today's video, I wanted to touch on domain authority a little bit. Now, domain authority is one of those things that basically is a evaluation of how well Google trusts your site and therefore ranks your site. Now, there's a lot of different tools out there, and they all have their own metrics that basically are the same. What we're looking at right here is Majestic, and they call it Trust Flow and Citation Flow. That's how they evaluate it. They kind of split it in half. This is a good tool. It's fairly inexpensive, and it gives you a lot of information about backlinking, trust flow, citation flow of those links, and whatnot. So before we go too deep down the rabbit hole on that one, I wanted to first touch on what these metrics are. Basically, when you're getting links to your website, when you're doing guest blogging spots or commenting in a thread somewhere and you're hyperlinking a term back to your website so that there's a link on that blog or that message board coming back to you, that's a link. Now, not all links are created equal. Now, if you wanted to get a link on, say, CNET, yeah, their trust flow is going to be closer to the 80s and 90s. You wanted to just get a guest blog spot on an obscure blog that no one's ever heard of, trust flow is more like a 2. So you want to have quality over quantity. Now, you definitely want a little of both, but you don't want a bunch of garbage links that'll just drag you down in the trust flow portion, because then you won't rank very well. So you want good trusted links. Now, the citation flow, this speaks to the volume of traffic going through the sites. So ideally, yeah, you'd want high citation flow, right? You want a bunch of traffic going through that site, seeing your blog and following the links from your blog back to your site. Now, ideally, you're going to want a 1-to-1 ratio or something. That seems to be the golden number right there. You want something that has decent citation flow, decent traffic through the blog, but is also well trusted. If you have high traffic, no trust, it's probably a bot site with a lot of ads. That's not going to help you. If you have high trust but no citation flow, okay, it's a great site, but no one's visiting it. So you can see how the 1-to-1 ratio comes into play there. You want good links with a lot of traffic. Pretty easy to break down there. Now, in order to find out what's going on with this, I have my my evaluation tool here that I usually do audits with. And every time I do a website audit for someone, I get the same questions, which is why I'm doing this video. So I'm going to dig into the link building profile a little bit on this drywall site that I did a while back. I know the owner, he's cool with it, so I'm going to do a little deep dive here. Now, right here, I can see all the links pointing back to this website. I have 145 links from other websites pointing back to this website. And the terms that are hyperlinked all correlate with high search volume terms. Drywall company near me, residential drywall contractors, etc., etc. So that is how you build up your ranking for those particular search terms. So if anyone typed in Bay Area drywall in the San Francisco region, this guy's going to pop up pretty quick because he's got a lot of links with that particular anchor text. So that is the key point there. Now, first we want to look at my link profile. So you can see I'm on a couple different blogs here that have really good trust flow and really good citation flow. These are the top sites here that I have linked to me, which is really helping me out. And as you go down, it starts to mix more with other smaller blogs. Then we start getting into search directories. And the search directories are good in that they verify your name, address, phone number, basic information for Google. but they generally don't carry a whole lot of trust or citation flow. But you do still want them. So you want a diverse profile, and you want the links to stay close to a 1-to-1 ratio. So you can see there's some here I probably want to trim off, but they are carrying weight for certain keywords, so I don't think they're really hurting, but they're not really helping. These guys with 0 to 0, I might just go ahead and just cut these right off. You can do that with your Google Analytics tool by disavowing the links. You can grab the link here, put them all in a text doc, and you can just attach that and click disavow, and it'll get rid of them. I might do another video on that if you guys want. Let me know in the comment section. I'll do that. But that gives you a basic overview of all the search terms in the anchor text that you're pushing, the trust and the flow of the links that are pushing those terms, to give you an idea of which terms are moving and which ones aren't. So as you can see, drywall contractor near me is going to be doing pretty good. It's got some good links. Whereas down here towards the bottom, let's see, high quality drywall, or Santa Rosa drywall, one word. Yeah, that's whatever, Steve. That's not a good one. So yeah, some of these aren't going to be doing as well because the sites carrying them aren't as good. So one other thing to look at is the domains referring to you. Now that's a lot of links here, 145, but are they really independent links, or are they all links off of the same domain? By which I mean, do you have maybe 3 or 4 different blogs on the same blog site? So if so, that means you don't have domain diversity, really. You have a lot of links coming off the same website. They're on different blogs, but all those blogs are basically the same. Meaning, like one blog site can have multiple blog articles, right? So do you have like one blog on that site, or do you have multiple blogs on that site? That's what we're looking at here. So you can tell domain diversity isn't that great here. We only have 34 different domains. Trust is really good on some of those domains and not so good on others. So I may want to go ahead and trim that guy off just to, kind of help along the better ones by not bogging them down with the bad ones. Kind of like trimming a dead branch off of a tree. So that's another thing I might want to look at there. As far as anchors, again, you can see the anchor text that I'm pushing. You can see the strength behind the sites that are pushing those particular anchor texts. So again, trust flow, citation flow are your guide here. Now I got 54 links pushing Bay Area drywall. And unfortunately, the trust flow and citation flow aren't that great on that blog. They're always moving. It may have been great when I made it, but if you don't keep an eye on them, some of these blogs can either go up or down depending on the quality of the guest posts that they've allowed. If they have allowed someone to go on there and start slinging Russian boner pills, yeah, the quality and trust of their blog site is going to go way down. Whereas if they keep things topically relevant to the blog, say it's a blog on home services, they're going to want to stick with articles about plumbing and electrical and roofing and drywall and things like that. If they start straying and posting just whatever garbage all over the map, trust flow is going to go down, and that great blog you had that had all this great trust flow is now going to be a hindrance like this. This may have been a great blog at one time, but now not so much. So that's why it's good to keep an eye on your links. Keep them all logged and tracked through software like this so you can see which ones continue to win with a decent 1-to-1 ratio and trust flow above 10, and which ones have dropped through the floor, and you may want to just go ahead and cut them off. So that is what Trust Flow and Citation Flow give you. A basic overview of the site authority from a Google Eye perspective so that you can manage how Google sees your website, how they look at your website and trust your website, and ultimately how they rank your website for certain search terms, those anchors that I was pointing at. Now, generally, we're not in that bad a shape. We're still close to a 1-to-1 ratio, and we are still above 10. Now, by trimming a lot of those 0 to 0s that I was pointing out there, we could probably bump this up a little bit. And I may want to look for some other high-ranking sites in order to bump up the traffic on some of those anchors that had sunk and had dropped down a bit. So that's probably what my game plan is going to be for bumping up the link profile on this site this month. If you want me to take a look at your site, shoot me a link. I'd be happy to run the same tool across your site and give you some insights. But I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up today. That's enough for domain authority. If you have any questions, I got my link below. I hope to hear from you soon. Don't forget to like and subscribe.